Well, hello there everybody. How is it going today? Hope you're all doing fantastic out there in the world of YouTube. You know, I kind of thought might be an interesting topic, and I'm going to show you guys some guitars that I originally hated, you know, as a younger guitar player, and basically now I own them, and they're some of my favorite guitars, which it's kind of funny how stuff works out. You know, you just change so much as a player as the years go on. So I'm not going to talk a whole bunch. I'm going to jump right into these and just play some riffs and chat about them a little bit, and let me know if there's any guitars that you originally hated. You just couldn't stand the way that it looked. You never thought you'd own one. Now you own one, you love it, and it's one of your go-tos. Now today is no kind of lesson, but if you want to check out my free guitar course, you can. That's linked down below with the fretboard decoder. I don't know why I said it so weird. So let's go. So, numero uno, ba-boom! This is a triple threat right here on guitars I hated, because a lot of you guys know this is my most recent guitar, but in the beginning, did not like Les Pauls. I actually owned an F1 Les Paul for a little bit, and ended up going to like Ibanez and stuff like that, and just basically was like done with Les Pauls. I'm like, nah, they're not my thing, I don't really care for them too much, and just kind of wrote them off at that point. Now, the reason why I say this is a triple threat is because I have always, and this is just until recently, probably the last couple years, finally accepted the way P90s look in a guitar. I always hated these soap bar looking pickups. I was just like, God, they're so ugly. They ruin the guitar. And I don't know what flipped in the past couple years. Maybe it was hearing them and and getting to really enjoy the sound of them so much that I just looked past it. But now I actually like it. I love the way they look. It's so funny how your opinion just changes so drastically. Like, I would literally not play a guitar. I'm like, P90s, and that was it. And the third thing about this guitar is gold. I always thought gold was just kind of like, didn't like them. I barely like to even have gold hardware on guitars. But again, I just, I played that 56. I got to play Doug Aldrich's gold top and all that kind of stuff. And then once I had them and I saw the greening, and of course being like a Joe Bonamassa fan and all that kind of stuff, I was just like, I think I like gold tops now, and there's just something about it, it's not the ick factor anymore. To me, it just looks classy, especially with the P90s and all that stuff now. So it's really weird, but I used to really, really not like, this, like I said, this is literally 3 things that I did not like all in one guitar. I love it now. Next, Tellys. I know, right? What's the matter with me? I did not like Tellys at all. I didn't even pick up a Telly for the longest time. And I've seen a lot of you guys comment about this issue as well. I thought the headstock was one of the ugliest headstocks. I didn't like it. It just seemed too small and out of place. I didn't like the body style. I didn't like the sound of them, even though I grew up on country music. And you can play country on anything. But I don't know when it happened that I started kind of coming around to Tellys. I think I finally just kind of wised up and started playing them, and I was like, dude. things are so good. I think so much of it is sonically. The more we hear it, the more we kind of like want that sound, and the visual, you know, the looks of it just kind of start to fade, and then you start liking it. Like, I love the way Tellys look now. I don't know what I ever disliked about them. I own 2 of them. Now, this is an American Standard Telly. It's got some gunk on it and been kind of played a little bit and beat up. But man, I was a Super Strat guy. Now, I loved Super Strats. I've never not liked Super Strats. They've always been my go-to thing, or just Strats in general. And for the longest time, that was all I had. Just a bunch of Super Strats and a normal Strat. And we finally got the Telly, and I was just like, man, Tellys are rad. And like I said, the other Telly, which is, it's not a Fender, but it's a Friedman. And look, P90s, right there. And of course, this one's beat up, which will trigger quite a few people. But it's, you know, it's a fantastic guitar. And again, that T-style design, I love it. You know, I absolutely love these Tellys now. And the final one I'll throw in here into the mix is this right here. Not a Dan Electro. I've always kind of like dug those, even though they're funky looking. This is a baritone guitar. So the first baritone I ever played was, of course, a baritone Telly by Fender. So it was already like, you know, boom, it's a Telly. I'm like, I don't want to play that. I just remember the store I used to teach at got one in, and I tried it, and I was just like, it's cool. You know, I don't see the point in it. But it wasn't until probably a few years ago where I got into Mark Lettieri from SKYPE, and he's in the Fearless Flyers now, and all that kind of stuff, where I saw someone using a baritone, because I saw people using it for like more metal, downtune kind of stuff, and I was like, I don't really play that anymore. And I just kind of like, I would get one, and I'm like, man, I just hate that thing, I don't want it. But I saw Mark Lettieri using it in a very funky way, and I was like, that's what that guitar means to me. I was like, that's what I need. I was like, I need a baritone for that. And I've used it in a couple different songs. I know when I got it, I saw some comments like, dude, you would never use that guitar. I've used this guitar a bunch. I've actually found it to be incredibly inspiring. It's got a very long scaling, makes you play very differently, and especially primarily cleaner, like what I like to use it for. It's a super interesting guitar. So, you know, I always kind of like, again, wrote off baritones, but yo, now I dig them, and I love them, and I've even kind of looked into getting another baritone at some point. But yeah, I guess that's kind of it. And there you have it, guys. So let me know what guitars you hated, possibly as a young player, and as time went on, you accepted, embraced, and bought them. So till next time, yo, I will be seeing you all on the flippity flop later. Peace out, and keep on rocking. Woo!